Welcome back, and if you're new here, my name is Michael Evans. I'm a photographer in the Cincinnati area, and I've been using both of these cameras for a few months now. This is the MP and the Q3-43. I would like to give my thoughts on using both of these cameras after I've had them both and provide some points on my experiences with both of them. Some of these points will be in regards to these cameras in particular, and some of them will just be in regards to film photography or smaller digital cameras. So I have my notes here in regards to what we're going to be talking about today. And my first talking point on film photography and using the Leica MP is the intentional shooting process. I feel like in film photography in general, the process really just kind of slows me down and makes me think about the frame that I'm capturing and being more deliberate in the composure of the image and the light that I'm getting onto the film and what film I'm using and all sorts of things like that. Specifically with the MP, everything is manual, so making sure that my focus patch is right in the perfect spot for me to make sure that my image is clean and sharp, and all the other things that I have to think about when shooting film. My next point is connection to light and exposure. Without instant feedback, you really have to pay attention to your metering or using an external meter. The MP has a meter built in, but the camera is fully mechanical, so you don't really have to worry about not being able to use the camera because the battery is dead. But you will have to know how to use your Sunny 16 if it is dead, or use an external meter to gather your light. It's something that you don't really have to worry about with digital because you can just take another shot instantly. I think this ties in with the next point of film photography, and that is discipline and storytelling, especially if you want to shoot like a documentarian or journalist or just capturing those moments within the scene that you're looking at. With film, you have a limited amount of frames, which encourages stronger composition, patience, and storytelling more than just holding the shutter down and hoping that you get the shot. Next, I'd like to talk about the aesthetic and emotional character within film. I feel that film has just a different tonal depth to it. Sure, you can get colors really close to it with digital, but I think film just provides some imperfections that are hard to replicate when you're shooting digitally. You would have to go into Photoshop to add in different effects and stuff like that most of the time to get something that is what film feels like. So that is my thoughts on kind of the emotion that film has within it. Next, we can talk about the Leica MP specifically for me. I feel that it offers this timeless engineering and just tactile feel with the camera. It encourages me to really just pick it up and use it. And I feel that it's gonna last for a very long time. This camera has been so much fun for me to use over the last few months that I've had it. I've shot, I believe, 12 rolls of film in the last 3 months. It's been so much fun. I have something new coming up that I'm gonna be working on, which is black and white film. I haven't really shot a lot of that, just the one roll of film that I shot in my last video. I'm gonna be shooting a whole bunch of it very soon. So I'm very excited for that, and I just really want to kind of learn more about this camera, learn more about film photography in general, and really kind of expand my knowledge base of what you can do with film. So that's my thoughts on film photography and this camera specifically. And next we can talk about using the Q3-43 and smaller digital cameras in general. So some of the things that film photography lacks, film photography makes up on and improves on in some ways. With the Q3-43, you get efficiency and feedback instantly. You can take as many shots as you need to capture the image that you want, and you can review those images just as fast as you're taking them and be able to decide if you need more light, less light, more depth of field, less depth of field. But the way that I shoot, I encourage myself and kind of demand myself to shoot less and think about the composition more. And to be honest, I've never put this camera in burst mode. Shooting single shot is just kind of ingrained in me now. I do that a lot with my product photography. So I really transfer that over to shooting street and being outside and shooting anything else. With digital photography in general, you get an improvement in workflow and versatility, which means that you don't have to wait for your film to come back from the developer and being scanned or spending all that time to do that yourself. You can just take the memory card out, use some modern editing programs like Lightroom or Capture One or Luminar or whatever you're using, and you can edit your photos pretty much instantly. With most digital cameras, except for the ones from the digital M line or cameras that are like that, you can rely on autofocus to make sure that your photos are in focus. You don't have to worry about the box speed of your film because it has digital ISO. And you can, in my instance, capture things a little bit slower with less light because you have IBIS built into your lens, like the Q3 does. My fourth point with digital photography is low light and dynamic range. The capabilities of this with a digital camera is, I feel, a little bit more, especially with the low light capability. You can raise up your ISO and sure your image might be noisy, but it will still be sharp. With film, you can't really raise up your ISO. Sure, you can shoot a +1, +2 exposure, but you can't change that on the fly like you can with digital photography. With dynamic range specifically, I think that film has a little bit more dynamic range, but you can't change it after the fact like you can with digital photography. And it allows you a lot more latitude when editing your photos. Lastly, let's talk about the Q3 specifically for me and the image quality and color science. I feel that the image quality is spectacular, especially with this Apo Summicron lens. The images are just so tack sharp. I only use a UV filter on it now. I don't use the Short Stash Polar Pro filter anymore. I felt that I didn't want to have that haze in my image of the mist filter built in with that polarized filter. So this is just a better fit for me. But with the image quality and getting everything out of this lens, I feel that it's just amazing. And I'd love to talk about color science. I know it doesn't really matter a ton when you're using raw images, but in my last video, I shot every single image in JPEG. And I felt that I really loved how the images were looking. And I might do that moving forward a little bit more and just rely on the color science built into the camera and with the Leica looks that they have built in for me to use with this camera. So those are my thoughts on the Q3 43 and the Leica MP and film and digital photography in general. I really love these cameras. I love the form factor. I love the tactility of them. I love the build quality. And I know that not everyone is going to be able to have one or both of these cameras, but use what you have around you. May that be a X100 series Fujifilm camera, a Ricoh GR, a Canon AE1, a Mamiya 7, whatever you have around you, whatever that you can use, even if it's just your phone, use that camera to the best of its ability, learn it inside and out, and you will become a better photographer for it. So if there's anything that I didn't cover that you'd like to talk about, leave a comment down below in that comment section and let's start a conversation around it. And as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a ton. It really does help a small creator like myself get more eyeballs in front of the content that I create and helps this channel grow. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.